Hey there, Postal here. So this is the Potez 540. I think you've got just a few more hours basically by the time this video comes out to get it. Fortunately, I got it earlier. I just haven't had the ability to create a video for it, so I apologize. Let's hop right into a battle. Whoa, a tier freaking 5 sector map, I guess is what I meant. I was going to say tier 5 battle. It's not what I meant at all. You don't run into these very often at all. And it's really, this is, I would think, would be the kind of map this plane would like. I'm not even sure I've ever played in a 5 sector map with this particular plane. So I am hard turned over here to the left. And it's just like, so this plane is very, very cumbersome. Incredibly cumbersome, in fact. It's a plane of extremes. It's extremely ugly, but extremely awesome looking at the same time. You've got your little gunner guy here. You got a gunner on the top. You've got your forward gunner, who is also your forward armor. Apparently, you don't need any armor in the front. I am not even close, really, to my maximum altitude on this particular plane. But I'm definitely a lot higher than everybody else at tier 3 already. You have 4 incredibly strong bombs. Hopefully I'm able to actually use them. Problem with this plane is it's just so slow, as you can see. Incredibly, incredibly slow. But these bombs are incredibly, incredibly strong. So hopefully we get over here and we're able to. We are. So let's reload. Bombs reload very quickly, 40 seconds. Yeah, so the point of this plane is to get to the next sector as quickly as possible. I tend to fly it right about this altitude. I will definitely get up higher if there's somebody chasing me down. The optimum altitude is still good up to like 7,000 feet. It's pretty ridiculous. Let's go ahead and keep on boosting here. I mean, look at how far it's been. What, 30 seconds, and I'm not even halfway yet. Not yet. Come on. Nah, I'm halfway now, and I'm already reloaded. So it took me 40 seconds just to get halfway to the next sector. Let's go ahead and keep pushing. See if we can't get all the way to this sector. I think I'm gonna go here. Now, this kind of would seem like just a silly tactic. But watch what we're going to do here. This plane turns on a dime because it is so, like, as far as, like, I mean, literally, I just hit the air brake and I just completely stop. And so, although its wings take forever to go left and right, the actual plane will literally just turn on a dime. It's pretty crazy. And I guess last one right here, huh? Alright, let's move along. Nothing better to see here, so we'll get our boost on. Somebody to shoot at? Somebody to shoot at? There is somebody to shoot at. Okay, shoot at both these guys. If we angle at the proper angle here, we'll actually be able to get both guns on target, which is where this plane's rear turrets actually shine, is being able to get both. The turrets themselves only do about 28, I think it's exactly 28 damage per second. But getting both of them on target means you're doing 56, because I know math. Alright, so we're going even slower. We're still not out of our optimum altitude bracket. So let's get our boost on. We're going to angle down just a little bit, try to get some gravity-assisted speed here. Our bombs, of course, are reloaded because it just happens to happen that way all the time in this plane. And we're going to keep moving along. This F2A is doing some nice work here. Oh, hello, sir. Yeah, that's about all they can do. Let's angle up a little bit. Again, let's get both those guns on target. Knocked out his engine. Thanks for playing. This thing is not overpowered by any means. It's just when it can do what you want it to do, it's very effective. Problem is getting it into a position where it can be effective. Let's dive down. Let's dive down and see what we can do here. So I think I'm just going to kind of curve over that way. Get our boost on. Drop there. And let's see what we can do here. Alright, move along, shall we? The cool guys don't look at their bomb drops, but I'm not cool, so... Did it? Yes, it did! The one 500-pound bomb is definitely enough to do what you want it to do. I have noticed that. Can I... angle, maybe? Yeah. Go slightly angling up here so I can get my guns on target. There we go. Got it anyway. Let's keep on pushing towards the last garrison here. We're basically taking a tour of the map, and we'll keep on continuing. We don't have a ridiculous amount of personal points, or chevrons for that matter, but we'll just, like I said, keep on circling. The downfall of this plane is its speed. I've actually, and we'll review it in the hangar once we're done with this particular battle, but I've actually set this bomber up a little bit differently than other bombers, simply because of that issue with speed.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say
Bomb drop there.
be available.
Cool. My clanmate in the F2A1 just noticed that I was here. It's all good. Alright, so bomb dropped, and let's move along again. Yay! And it's boring gameplay, right? This plane is gonna keep you out of trouble for the most part. The biggest issue I've ran into is a human BF-110B, and even they can struggle. But keep in mind, a BF-110B is really, like, it's gonna be your biggest pain in the butt, besides your lack of speed. BF-110B's got excellent firepower, good enough altitude performance, yada yada yada. So you just need to be prepared for that. We're gonna angle down here just to get as much speed as possible. We're getting more than 20 miles an hour greater speed than we were getting with our previous build. I think that's really important. Let's see if I can get over to this sector before the game's over is really what it's going to come down to. And our F2A1 is just making it easy for us, letting us do what we want to do. You want to start firing, forward gunner? There you go. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. I think we can just drop one bomb here, I guess. We're all out of boost, unfortunately. It is what it is. Got the hit points, though, to survive whatever's going to happen to us here. I say confidently. I could be lying. You want to start firing, rear gunner? Does that sound cool? Get that rear. There we go. Ah, dang it. Oh well, didn't get any special medals out of it, but was just able to do what we needed to do. Roaming around to each sector. Let's head back. Certainly not my best gameplay in this particular plane, but you know, solid all around showing, right? I want to definitely talk about the setup of this plane if you've already got yours, and why I recommend setting it up differently than you would other bombers. But let's take a quick look at the gameplay here. Excellent game by our colleague here, old GG, and for that matter, a GG to this dude. And so, yeah, we just, like, how many sectors did we capture? 4. And we would have captured more, if the plane went faster. So that brings up a good point. This plane just doesn't go fast. And so my setup you're going to see is revolved around that, not necessarily revolved around damage output. Let's take a look at what we've got going on here with our base plane. You have 3 7.5mm machine guns. They don't do a lot of damage. Like I said, 28 damage per second. But if you can angle your plane properly, you can get the bottom and the top gun hitting aircraft that's trying to kill you. And that's 56 damage per second. And you'll enjoy life a little bit better. Your bombs. These are huge freaking bombs for tier 3. These are 500-pound bombs. They do 4,300 damage. These are the same bombs that you'll see on, like, tier 8 American multi-rolls and stuff like that. Tier 8, no, not a tier 8. I'm trying to think which heavy fighters. It doesn't matter. My brain's lost. But 4,300 damage means that you're able to put out basically 17,000 damage in a drop. 40-second reload on that drop. You're able to do significant damage. That plane is this plane is balanced by the fact that it's just so incredibly slow. Incredibly slow. The ability to pitch left and right is severely hampered. It is a big tub, but the tub can go really, really high. You'll notice the optimum altitude in feet is 7,200 feet. Maximum altitude, I haven't even tried to get up to maximum altitude. I really haven't had a need to go above about 8,000 feet. But this plane can do it pretty easily, all things considered. Other than the fact, keep in mind, obviously, your airspeed. You will need to make a plan to get to that altitude, just so you don't run out of airspeed. But the plane can do it. And the plane looks French. I mean, just look. It's a flying hotel. Look, you got a nice door here. Everybody can stand up. You got windows to see out. Ooh la la. You can see in all directions, basically. This guy here can see out the diagonal sides. These guys here can walk up and down and see everything. The guy here's got glass. It's just silly, right? Like, what kind of plane is this? This was before you had to worry about BF-109s, I guess, or FW-190s. So yeah, very, very, very like hotelish in my opinion. So as far as the service of this plane is concerned, normally you'd be building your plane for survivability. You'd be having your engine armor protection, and you'd be working on your reload speed. So you would be putting the hard points on here, right? Problem with that in this plane is the 40-second reload. You already saw every single sector I went to. I was reloaded before I was even halfway there. So the reload speed's not the issue. 3-sector map, 5-sector map, it doesn't matter. The reload speed is just not an issue. Putting the reload speed, the hard points on here helps your reload speed, which doesn't help you at all, and it decreases your aircraft speed, which actually hurts you. So putting the strength and hard points on here actually hurts your overall impact with this plane, no pun intended. So I've gone ahead and put the bomb sight on here. Can't hurt with the accuracy of your bombs, but it does hurt the bombing reload speed, but who cares? You're still not... I could double my reload speed, and it would probably still be okay. I wouldn't like it, but being at 40 seconds reload or 46 seconds reload or 52 seconds reload isn't going to make a huge difference on this plane just because it's so freaking slow. So instead of the strength and hard points, I've put the accuracy. And here I've put uprated engine, simply because it's the only thing that's going to help your engine speed. So put it on there. All this thing about, resistance to fire is going to be mitigated. Resistance to, getting your pilots knocked out or your gunners knocked out. It doesn't matter because your plane's going to be so much higher than most planes that try to attack you anyway. And even the planes that come after you tend to stall out pretty quickly. If you can get your 2 guns on target, your rear turrets, you're going to be knocking out their engine, knocking out wings and all that stuff. And so I really don't find... I honestly don't know if I've ever been killed in this plane. It's a weird thing to say. I'd have to think back, and I'm not going to do that. But that should just tell you like how ridiculous this plane can be. Its survivability is its ability to not even be on the same altitude level as anything else near it. So keep that in mind. far as consumables are concerned, I don't catch on fire in this plane, so I've put the first aid dressing. I want to make sure that my rear gunners are able to fire if they need to, and that's really what it comes down to. Manual engine restart is a must for this plane. I know typically I'd say, okay, go with, improved mixture control or engine cooling. Yeah, I know we want speed. But 10 seconds more worth of boost is not going to get me the speed I want. And 2%, or no, I guess 5% engine thrust. And 2% cruise speed. 2% cruise speed when you're going 160 miles an hour. 2% of that is, another 3 miles an hour? It's not worth it. Being able to put my engines back in if I get them knocked out is going to be much more impactful. I did go ahead and put improved fragmentation on here, getting those bombs to do the extra damage that you always want them to do. 10% plus I think it's 10%, right? No, it just says increased damage. It doesn't give me an actual amount. The heavy warheads do even more. Yeah. Anyway, but every little bit of damage, I think it is 10%, right? Yeah, perfect. So the improved fragmentation is helping that. It's definitely a good thing. With your bombs and bombers and ground attackers, you almost always want improved fragmentation. 10% is a significant impact. No pun intended again. As far as my pilot and gunner are concerned, I haven't changed this plane. Now keep in mind it's European, something you want to keep in mind. So you could make this plane German, you could make it Soviet, you could make it American. It can take any of your bomber pilots and gunners from any one of those groups. Keep in mind it can also, it's going to do very well for your ground attack aircraft. Pilots and gunners as well are going to do very well in this plane. So change it to a nation that you want it to, be an impact for if you're going to actually fly it around. I've kept mine French, so I've actually got an 8010C pilot in here, and I've got my NC1070 pilot in here. Now that my NC1070 is German, this guy has nothing else to do. Recommendation, same thing. Demolition Expert is going to be more helpful than not in this plane. I'm going to almost certainly go with like Engine Guru 1 and Engine Guru 2 next. Eventually Cruise Flight after that. Just everything I can for any kind of speed is going to be more impactful than anything that would help the... Like Protection Expert is not going to be helpful on this plane. Well, not at all actually, since I don't have any kind of durability or resistance to critical damage equipment. So airspeed when it comes to the pilot for sure, after you get your Demolition Expert. As far as the rear gunner is concerned, it's going to be your basic rear gunner skill setup. I always recommend defensive fire for your first 3 points, reducing the amount of damage that this plane takes by 30%, as long as you're firing at that enemy aircraft. That's impactful, right? And then I've gone ahead and gone with quick reflexes and armor. Keep in mind, this pilot is the rear gunner of a fighter, and so I want him to have quick aiming time and quick and hold on to his burst length a little bit more. There's definitely an argument for something like Precision Gunner. When you're in a bomber, Precision Gunner could knock out, and probably will knock out, the engine and wings and things of that nature, and just help you stay alive a little bit longer. So Precision Gunner would probably be my 6th point if I had this pilot built out as a specific bomber rear gunner. Right now I don't, so I don't. But I want to point out that recommendation for sure. So what I like about this plane is it's pretty darn easy to get. It's a lot of fun, even though it's not necessarily game-changing. The missions were good. I got like almost 30 days worth of premium time out of it on North American server. I didn't get any... I got one Tier 4 premium plane that I already had, so yay to that, I guess. I got a bunch of equipment and whatnots. On the EU server, I got this plane as well, and got a decent amount of premium planes. I got like a Horton 229, got a ME 109 V4, an XP31, and a Hawk 2. So, some decent premium planes for my EU account where I don't have a lot of premium planes is always a nice thing. And so it's really cool to have these birthday gifts. Again, just for flying. Like, this is nothing too crazy over the top. The 80 kills was always the most difficult one for me to get. Not that it was difficult, just the more tedious one. Because keep in mind, the 80 aircraft kills is enemy aircraft. It doesn't count air defense aircraft, even if they're red. So keep that in mind as you're grinding these lines down. And then you'll be able to fly this plane around. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen a lot of people flying it. I know it's tier 3. It's not necessarily the thing that I'm going out of my way to play. But it's been a fun plane. And it's unique. And I don't mind that Wargaming put this into the game for their 8-year birthday event. I'd love to see what you guys are up to. Have you gotten anything out of the... have you finished this particular grind? What did you get out of the crates? And what do you think of the plane if you've gotten it? I'd love to hear your comments either in my Discord or in the comments down below. And otherwise, I hope you're having a great day. Bye.